Do you struggle with making content? I know myself for a long time. I've always struggled with like the concept of creating content for myself. It's always been easy for me to be, oh, hey, let's create content for all these other companies. Here's some ideas. But for when it comes to myself, I always had issues until recently. I had a talk with my buddy Thaddeus, and we kind of talked about like the content pillar ideology and stuff like that, to where like I've really defined how I want to create content for myself. And so I kind of want to come on here and just kind of help anybody that's having struggles with creating content kind of work through that. Um, so first and foremost, let's talk about just what is content. Like it depends on obviously which platform you're posting on, but content in general isn't as simple as like what you might think. I mean, you have reels, you have carousels, you have static images, you have motion graphics. Like there's all these different forms of content that serve different purposes. I mean, think about a tool belt. There's a tool for a different job. I mean, you got Phillips head, flathead, etc. So realistically, like before we even jump into this, like let's just break down like what is the best type of content for what. So in the 2024 Metricool study, it was stating that reels have the best reach, carousels have the most engagement, and then stories are the best to build community. And it was just really interesting to see that report. If you want to check out that report, I actually linked to it down in the description, just because it taught me quite a lot about Instagram itself. Then when going over to like LinkedIn or all these other platforms, there's different content that performs. So really, first and foremost, let's identify where your core audience is. Because if your core audience isn't on Instagram, then there's no need for you to focus on Instagram. So if you are selling a product that is, or a service even, that's aimed towards like millennials and people that are on Instagram, that 18 to 24, even I mean, myself, I'm 26 and I'm on Instagram heavily. So let's just call it 18 to 35 ish range is probably your like ideal Instagram um, audience. With that, I would highly suggest doing video content, organic talking head content. Get to know you, or let your audience get to know you, as well as doing the carousels. Now you can post up to 20 different slides. So utilize that. If you own a clothing store, post a picture of like inside that carousel, take a picture of each item that you have. Because the cool thing about carousels is even if it's shown one time, people can look at it and swipe away, and then it'll show that to them again. That's one thing I've noticed with carousels is it gives audiences multiple chances to engage with your content. If you are a business owner and you're trying to go B2B, I would say go towards LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great place for B2B sales, and just finding professional help. If you are looking to hire a photographer, videographer, data analyst, whatever the case is, LinkedIn's a great place to be for that. And with LinkedIn, they're trying to push the real side a little bit more. So I would say go ahead and jump on that trend. Post reels, post big blocks of text. Just really try whatever with LinkedIn, but I would highly suggest doing video because I have noticed on my personal side, video's been working a little bit better. Um, Facebook. Facebook is cool. It's for that good middle range of just figuring out. Like I like to just say it's like for like the older moms. Like Facebook is a place to be. You want to hit them still with the blocks of text, but also Facebook Reels is kind of popping off. I do notice that you don't want to put links inside of your post. Whenever you post, if you have a link that you're trying to link out, do it down in the comments because I have noticed Facebook ding people for links inside of the actual post. With all that being said, if you have any more questions about any other platforms, whether it be X or Reddit, whatever the case is, feel free to reach out to me. Let's jump into the actual like big meat and potatoes of this video. First and foremost, content pillars. So mind me, I'm going to be reading some notes here. Most content creators and business owners struggle with content because they're posting randomly instead of strategically. And that's kind of where I was at for a long time. Just posting content, like just seeing what sticks, just throwing it at the wall and seeing what I can get to stick. And it was just really hard to like figure out what type of content worked on each platform until, I throw it at the wall so many times something got to stick. Let me jump into like what are content pillars. A content pillar is a core topic that aligns with your brand and your audience. It's a category of content that helps you stay consistent, organized, and intentional. So this is how I structure a lot of my content nowadays, to where it's like I have like my organic, I have my informational stuff like this, and then I have my promotional stuff where it's just like, hey, are you a business owner, XYZ? But let's just say a fitness coach, for example. They might have content pillars as such: workouts and fitness tips, nutrition and meal prepping, client transformations, motivation and mindset, and the behind the scenes of their life. With that, it's just a bunch of different categories that allows you to expand within those with content. So why does a content pillar actually matter? When people know what to expect from you, they're more than likely to come back. Rather than it just being a bunch of just random videos. If they know, think about back when actual television was a thing, and you'd be like, okay, Tuesday nights this show is on. Like, you're repetitively going back because this show is on at this time. I think social media is definitely needing to go back towards that, because it used to, when YouTube was YouTube's still at the forefront for video content, but think about like David Dobrik. He had daily uploads at a certain time. There's people that have weekly uploads on Fridays at 2 p.m. So it's just really getting people onto a set schedule, and that's where a content calendar, later on we're going to talk about it in this video, will come into play. So when people know what to expect from you, they engage more, they remember you more, and they trust you more. Easier content planning is no more guessing on what to post. Clear brand identity allows you to build authority in your niche, and a stronger audience connection. When you attract people who care about your content, they seem to actually engage a little bit more. Okay, so how to find your own content pillars. So I gave the example for the fitness coach. But when it comes down to like whether you're an electrician or you're a baker or you do this or that, like obviously it is really confusing. So if you want to have some help figuring out some content pillars, feel free to DM me, because I'm always down to talk to people about what they need help with. But here's some quick things to kind of help you work out. First and foremost, ask yourself these questions. What do you want to be known for? What does your audience want to learn? And what type of content do you actually enjoy creating? Just answer those, and that will allow you to help create your content pillars. So let's just do some more real life examples of content pillars. A business coach, their pillars might be of such: marketing strategies, sales tips, client wins and testimonials, behind the scenes of your coaching, and mindset shifts for success. A clothing brand might use the content pillars as such: fashion tips and styling, product showcases, customer reviews, and user-generated content. So let me break that down real quick. User-generated content is simple content that is shot on a phone. Think about like a day in the life. An example of a clothing brand, like a get ready with me or an outfit check. And then sustainable fashion education, and then lifestyle content. So think about like the sustainable fashion education. Something like that could be like thrifting, or something like Mark Lozada, YBG Studios here in Wichita does, is like upcycle clothing. And then a personal brand. So if you're just trying to be an influencer yourself, you might want to focus on industry knowledge, personal experiences and storytelling, behind the scenes of work and life, Q&As and audience engagement. An amazing way to get your an amazing way to get your audience to really engage with you nowadays is doing Q&As on Instagram. Like, it allows them to, type in their question, then you can go through and just reply. It feels really organic seeing those pop up on feeds. Moseri does that quite a bit. He's, I think, the president, CEO of Instagram. Very great guy. And then lastly, for the personal brand, inspirational and motivational content. So, how to plan a month of content with your pillars. Like, now that you've kind of decided what your pillars are, where do you go from there? First and foremost, pick your posting frequency. Don't be afraid to post 3 times a week. I know everyone's saying that you got to be consistent. You got to post as much as you can. Post every single day. It's great if you can. If you saw my last video, I was talking about I would rather be consistently good rather than inconsistently great. And that falls into this. I think that you should focus on creating quality content, because having quality content will translate more than posting a lot of just random BS. So really focus on creating that quality content and ask yourself, how often can I have this content created to where it makes sense to post 3 or 5 times a week? And then what you want to do is assign each post to a pillar. So say you want to post 3 times a week, just pick 3 pillars that you want to hit each and every week. I would always stick with, if you're doing 3 posts a week, stick to only 3 pillars that you're going to be working with, just so you can really maximize that. Don't be like jumping back and forth between pillars. Like, don't post 3 times a week but have 5 pillars, because that might get kind of weird. So an example week for a fitness creator could be Monday, you're doing a workout reel. Wednesday, you're doing a client testimonial. And Friday, you're doing a motivational post. And then Sunday, you're doing a Q&A on your story. The biggest mistakes I've seen people make with content pillars is, 1, there's just too many pillars. Stick to 3 or 5. Too many creates a confusing message. So that goes back to what I'm saying. Like, don't be jumping back and forth. It does get really confusing. And then not posting across all the pillars. So if you only post one type of comment or content, you're going to be limiting your engagement. So really make sure that you are staying within your pillars and you are not posting just randomly. And then lastly, you're forgetting to engage. Like, content pillars will help you post, but engagement is what grows your audience. So if somebody's commenting on your stuff, make sure that you reply, make sure you like, make sure you interact with them, because that drives them to engage further in the future. Just because they're like, oh wow, this person actually interacts with me. There's an artist, I'm not going to say his name just because we kind of fell out, but he was the best marketing guy for music that I've ever seen. I've watched this dude be on his phone 24/7. We'd be trying to shoot music videos and he's replying to thousands of fans every single day. And then, the dude was a hustler. Like, watching him and his work ethic, like, really just opened my eyes to, like, how you should be doing this game of social media. Just to wrap it up, if you take one thing from this video, please let it be that content pillars will give you clarity. They help you stay consistent. They help you attract the right audience, and they help you to never run out of ideas if you do them right. Now, here's some action points I want you to take. Drop your 3 to 5 content pillars down in the comments below. And if you are needing help further than what this video is, please feel free to comment info and I'll reach out to you, because I really want to see more and more people succeed in this industry. So if you are wanting to kind of take this conversation further, hop on a one-on-one call, feel free to comment info. If you are on YouTube watching this, please just comment your email or something of the sort, or you can even reach out to me on another platform. And this is a good video. I kind of like this format of doing this. So yeah, catch y'all, and I'll see y'all in the car.